Maybe they really are superheroes.
Hey,
we
Jay,
just don't know about them.
Yeah, we don't have to go to break. Check this out. We got Leroy right now.
Leroy's on?
He wants to talk Baker. Let's let him go.
Leroy Hoard, welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Former running back of the Browns in the 90s, a dear friend of mine, and
there he is.
beloved Cleveland Brown. Did they not love Leroy Hoard?
He looks like he can still play.
Listen, he is a beast.
No.
Leroy Hoard says he cannot play.
No, sir.
Why?
Not playing no more football.
Why not?
Football has kicked my ass. I'm done.
He's done.
So, Leroy, jump in on this Baker talk. Am I nuts? Tell me I'm nuts. I'm used to it.
No. Here's the deal. I don't care what you've done before now. Your job is to win football games. And if any point in time you leave yourself vulnerable to pay $230 million to one quarterback, $19 million to another quarterback, and you put somebody in a game that you know is not better than either one of those, shame on you as a franchise.
Thank you, Leroy Hoard.
Exactly.
Thank you, Leroy Hoard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but
Now-
Leroy, do you think Baker will accept that and be okay with playing, or will he's shown a lot
are
of
his options?
immaturity this
Don't
whole
care.
time? You
Grow up, Peter Pan. Grow up.
There you go.
Like,
Grow up.
I don't know what everybody thinks this world is. He's to a point in his career. And now keep in mind, I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. I think he hurt himself trying to play injured last year because he was already there was already a lot of questions. And as a football player, every situation that I've been in where I've sucked it up and played hurt, it cost me. But we look at these athletes and say, you got to go. Why? So let's pay attention to where that issue is going in sports. That if a guy's not 100%, he's not going to play, because if you look around the landscape of professional sports, all it does is hurt you.
So let me ask you this, Leroy. Couldn't someone with the Browns been the adult in the room and stepped up and said, we're making the decision. We have seen what you are with our own eyes. You're not the same guy. Go get surgery. We'll play it out without you. Why couldn't that have happened?
One would think, we always think, and here's what I say about organizations. When you have an injury, it is the medical department and the organization to keep you out of your own way. Okay? But clearly, they thought Baker was the best option, which is fine. Then don't penalize him for it. Now let's take it a step further. Here's what I will say about the Deshaun Watson thing. It is also the organization's responsibility to put the best team on the field possible. There is no doubt in my mind that I think that Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback. Right? We all know pretty much. Just based on what they've done.
Not even close. Yeah.
No arguments.
So when I say, Baker, put your big boy pants on, understand what the organization is trying to do. It's not a knock on you or a slight on you. They trying to win the Super Bowl. And that opportunity presented itself. And so they took advantage of it. You don't have to apologize to Baker. This is a professional business.
That's right.
Okay? That being said, Baker also has to be a professional and think, wow, I might have an opportunity here to go out here and show these guys, now that I'm healthy, I can play. Make it hard on them. And I'll give you a perfect example. My second year, I just started playing. I had myself a year. Boy, I was ready. They redid my contract, right? The next preseason, I hurt my knee. And I was out for a few weeks, and then I came back, and I was struggling. I couldn't, but I could contribute. The next year, they came to me after they drafted Tommy Vardell and said, yo, give us some of that money back, right? You didn't have that good a year last year. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I don't understand. You know, you asked me to suck it up and play, and now you're penalizing me for it. That being said, I was a pro. I went out there. Tommy Vardell got hurt. I ended up going to the Pro Bowl. Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'd handled myself like a child and not like an adult, then I would have went into that season with a woe is me, I'm getting screwed, this is the situation, and I wouldn't have been ready for that opportunity. So, although I understand that to some extent Baker's getting a tough rap, because of what he did last year and who they brought in, who is a better quarterback, you may get an opportunity to prove everybody wrong, even if it's a short period of time. Now, it's time for Baker to be a grown-up in the Cleveland Browns. Because I'm going to tell you, if I'm a fan, don't put a quarterback in there that can't win just to prove a point. I want to win football games. It's your job to win football games. Suck it up, go to Baker and say, here's what the deal is. And it's time for Baker to be a grown man and say, I get it. I'm going to go out there and ball for y'all, until which case I can go on and do it wherever I need to do it.
Let me ask you this question,
Am I being ridiculous for expecting people to be adults in this situation?
It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous at all, but I think Baker is immature and will not handle it the way he says.
Hold
It's
on.
not ridiculous.
Really quickly.
So was I till I got cut. I grew up real fast.
So,
Yeah.
Till
really
they came
quick-
and tried to get some money back.
Nothing makes you grow up like being asked for your
Hey,
playbook.
Yeah.
I had already spent that money. What you talking about?
I think they've already, but they've been keeping the same energy, right? So they did the same thing with Odell Beckham Jr. They said, okay, you want to go somewhere else? We'll accommodate that. We'll get you up out of here. They did that during the season. I'm confused why people feel like it's a different story with Baker. They can do the same thing.
Because there's one quarterback that can play it at any given time.
But it's about, can you play?
Can he?
Can you play?
Can Baker play?
Can Odell Beckham Jr. play?
Yes, but there were other wide receivers.
No. But you guys are saying you put the best team on the field to win the football game.
That is a fair
and
point.
they got rid of a player that could have made them
That's a
better
fair point.
because it was not in the best long-term interest of the team.
Long term, yeah.
And guess what?
Here's a difference, though. Here's a difference. You can have a great wide receiver and him not be effective, right?
Yeah, with a bad quarterback.
You can't have an average quarterback and your team still have a ton of success. At some point, that position has to perform.
Well, Aditi just made the point a minute ago that
we're
Ben
talking
made the
about-
receivers better in Pittsburgh.
But we're talking about a receiver, right? And here's the deal with how that all works. I can get, as an offensive coordinator, I can get any receiver I want open. Don't kid yourself. Now, when you go into a game, everybody on that team can look across the field if you have studied your film, look at the defense, and have an idea of what's going to happen during the course of that play. So a lot of times when you talk about quarterbacks and receivers and running backs being on the same page, everybody's on that same page where they kind of have an idea of what's happening. When that doesn't happen, a lot of times receivers and quarterbacks and coaches get into it simply because this is the preparation we put into this game. This is what we expected. Why are we throwing a 2-yard pass when this play was supposed to be a shot play down the field and the receiver's running open? Now, you can go about it one or two ways. And this is usually how it goes. You can say, hey, these receivers are divas. Or you can look at your quarterback and say, we need to do better prep. We need to do what we talked about during practice and go from there. And that is the dynamic that a lot of people don't understand when receivers come off the field or when receivers have a problem with what's going on the field. Now, there was something going on between Baker and Odell.
Clearly.
And I don't really know what it is. Maybe he
His
missed him
dad
too
made a
many
really
times.
good PowerPoint if you need some reference.
Something about being open.
That didn't help.
No.
Right.
But I think the riff was already there.
Because here, you know what, and all I can do is anytime I see situations like this, I think of when I played. And I remember we brought in Andre Rison. And Andre Rison had been in Atlanta catching 100-plus balls. And you all know 100-plus balls in Atlanta is 70 balls in Cleveland.
Yes.
That's just the way it is. Like, that's the way it's always been, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he came here and he only had 70 catches, everybody was asking what's wrong with him. And it kind of rubbed him the wrong way. So if we want guys to be on a good team and we just want them to let it ride, then why do we go to Odell Beckham and ask him what the problem is because he only had 2 catches?
That's a very fair point.
Of course he's going to defend himself. I would defend myself. Now, he doesn't do it, some guys have a way of doing it to where they're not squashing anybody. Yeah. He wasn't he wasn't that nice.
Right.
So it caused a problem. Yeah. It did.
Whenever you get your dad involved, it's not good.
Yeah, clearly. Can we ask Leroy before he goes what he thinks about Chubb and Hunt on the field again?
Yes,
we gotta
that's a great
running back's perspective on that.
First of all, we got to see him. Put the picture up of him again, guys, because look at the shoulder pads that he was wearing when he played compared to like you would have been. These guys don't even look like they're wearing shoulder pads anymore. Your shoulder pads look like they're a huge box on your body. Look at that. Look at the size of those shoulder pads. And now these guys got nothing.
Yeah. Look, so one time we were getting ready for a game, and I ran onto the field, and Bill said to me, because I had elbow pads, I had pads right here. I went to a store and bought hockey shin pads because everybody used to hit me in the legs. He goes, Bill says, "Hey, Hoard, you got enough pads?" I said, "There's more." Where they at? I'm telling you, I was an armored vehicle when I went out and played football because of the pounding I took. And so you just go with it.
Yeah.
Those pads were made for my protection. Yeah. And I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Were you going to go to the bench press? Or,
Well, yeah, Didi was bringing it up too.
Yeah. Did you see Leroy when, I think it was last week, Nick Chubb posted a video of him squatting 675 pounds? Did you see that?
Yep, good for him.
What do you make? What do you make of it though? What was your high? Because you were a big running back.
Yeah.
Strong guy in the weight room. Is that a lot of weight for a running back? Is that mind blowing?
Yeah, it's a lot of weight for anybody. Jay, what the hell you think 675 pounds look like?
It's a motorcycle. It's a motorcycle.
You're making it sound like you can go to LA Fitness and some meathead is just putting 675 on his shoulders and getting in a set.
We had G. Bush next to us say that he did 585 or something, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like it's off the charts.
He played college football. He's a defensive lineman.
He acted like people just grow on trees. That's ignorantly strong. I don't want Nick Chubb next to me. He might do some.
They used to ask me during the season, hey, some guys did legs during the season, and they say, hey, we're gonna get a leg workout in. I say, I do legs on Sunday. I'm like, no.
For 3 hours, I do legs on Sunday.
Hey, I had all them pads on. I had to be loose. I couldn't be up in there all tight and rocked up. Like,
he was squatting 85 pounds just in those pads every time he stood up.
Hey, for those that don't know,
just imagine how fast I would look if I wore what they wore now.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you up to these days for Browns fans that don't know?
So I do my radio show down here in Miami, 6 to 10 in the morning. And other than that, I try to get up to Cleveland and Jay, I come up there and see you.
Yeah.
I know.
Try to be up there when I can. I'm a Cleveland Brown. Yeah. Like it's amazing.
Woo! Yes, he is.
I've actually played more and had more success in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, I'm a Cleveland Brown, and I just ride with it. I pay attention. I come up there when I can to try and see what's going on. I'm a fan, and so I want, as a fan, I want the Cleveland Browns to do well. There is nothing that excited me more than to watch the Cleveland Browns beat the hell out of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. I couldn't get enough of it. And then to top that off, Michigan beat the hell out of Ohio State.
That one.
What a good year.
For that one.
Well, listen, every 15
what a
years
great year.
every 15 years we let you guys feel important.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Everybody have their John Cooper years because we used to beat the hell out of y'all too. So let's not make it sound like it's been that way. I mean, in fact,
how's Rich Rodriguez doing these days?
The records are pretty even.
How's Rich
even
Rod?
with the way y'all dominated the last few years.
Yeah, if you go back for the 120 years,
The scores were like 4-2.
the last 20 years, you guys are peasants.
Hey, we ain't have a coach punching people out.
Oh, okay.
Be careful.
You got me on that
Hey, Leroy,
one. You got me on that one.
I know this has been talked about, obviously, but I think it's important to bring it up again because for all the guys who played on the 95 team, it was obviously very emotional that year. Obviously, what the fans were going through. You're looking at me like
No.
I'm
I'm about to get sad. Go ahead.
So when you think of that team and what happened and the heartbreak of the fans, and I mean, we've seen other teams move, but I feel like I've never seen a reaction from players like the Browns in '95. When you think about that, what comes to mind first?
The timing of it all. I mean, the Browns did a Browns thing and announced they were leaving after we were 4-1, and then wonder why the season went awry. But the thing about that whole situation is that we didn't know what to do. Like, nobody had to deal with, the team's leaving at the end of the year, in the middle of the season.
Right.
Nobody had to deal with that. And so we just got we had just gone to the second round of playoffs. We had a good start. We were like 4-1, 4-2. We were either on top of the division or pretty close. And then this hit us, right? Things went awry. Belichick got fired. And next thing you know, I was in Baltimore. And I can't, it's hard to explain to people what it feels like when, even to this day, I don't know what I could have done about it. Because I tell you what, whoever y'all work for, whatever y'all do in life, if your boss tell you, if you want your next check, it's going to be in Baltimore, guess what? Right? And that's the reality of it. We didn't have a say-so in it. It's unfortunate because in the end, all the stuff that happened, the players took the brunt of it. Nobody went to the games. When they did go to the games, they wanted to boo the owner, and he wasn't even there. So we took the brunt of it, and I think we tried to do the best that we could to kind of fight through it. But in the end, it probably got to us a little more than it really should have.
And things went sideways after that. What do you have a?
Yeah, you know what? I tell Browns fans all the time, that situation there, with where Bill Belichick ended up, and where a lot of us ended up, and where my career ended up, I tell Browns fans all the time, be patient. Please be patient.
Oh, we're patient.
Don't be so quick to be rats off a ship on a situation. You got to start letting things play out, because one of the signs of a bad organization and fan base, and I know Cleveland's not a bad fan base, they're one of the best, is impatience. You look at all the organizations that have had struggles, that have not been able to get back to where they were, and you look at all the changes made, all the players move, all the player movement, it's impatience.
We're the anti-Steelers. The Steelers are the most patient organization. That's why they've hired 3 coaches in my entire lifetime.
The whole division, really.
Their
Right.
fan base
And guess what? And even when we've seen players that we thought weren't good for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they still had success. Something to be said about that.
You're right. Hey, what's your best Bill Belichick story?
So
He had it ready.
Yeah.
I have a few. If you notice, Bill Belichick doesn't break up fights, because when he first he first came to Cleveland, we were still practicing in Menor that first year. And he tried to break up a fight and got hit.
Really?
Cold cocked.
Did that guy get cut?
No, but he said, I ain't breaking up no more fights. But if you guys get hurt, the guy that did the hurting and the guy that's hurt, y'all both gonna be suspended till y'all both could play. So we were playing New England in '95 in the playoff game. And we were down, and I think we were in the red zone. And it was, there wasn't a lot of scoring, so it was heated. And we call a timeout. So it's me, Eric Metcalf, Vinny Testaverde. We come over the sideline. Bill going over his thing. And the one thing about Bill is he is probably one of the most detailed human beings I've ever come across in my life. Like he could tell every person on the football field something about the guy that he was going against.
Wow.
That would help you either block that guy, run a route against that guy, defend that guy, and he would just go around the field and just talk to people and let them know what was going on. So it was amazing to be a part of that. Coming to the sidelines, he's explaining to Vinny. He says something to Eric. He says something to me. They blow the whistle to go back on the field, and he yells, "Hey, Vinny, don't screw it up like you did against Pittsburgh." So me and Eric, now this is a playoff game. Me and Eric turn around and we're laughing going into the huddle.
Wow.
Like it's intense. It's loud, and me and Eric are laughing. It looks like he's like he could deliver the worst news as matter of fact. Like it's just like he told a guy one time. He says, "Hey, if you practice like that this evening, you won't be here tomorrow." And guess what?
He wasn't.
He practiced like that again, and I never saw him again.
Didn't he call and cut a guy on Christmas Day? Did I make that up? I think he did.
I don't know, but
We've
guess
heard stories
what?
like that, but
Yeah,
Probably.
I think he did.
But guess what? Football doesn't have holidays.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fans have holidays.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
so true.
when it's Thanksgiving on that Thursday, you think about turkey or something. You know what our holiday practice schedule was? If practice started at 9, we start at 7, so you could get out 2 hours early.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
Pre-practice. Oh.
Like,
Yeah, it's a tough
and
life.
that's everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the only and think about this, Jay. The only way I knew when Thanksgiving was is because the Michigan-Ohio State game used to be the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
That's true.
Then like sports is different like that in that you don't think of holidays as spending time with your family. You look at the holiday schedule and hope you're on prime time.
LeBron hasn't had a Christmas since like 1994.
His
Something like
family's doing okay.
Yeah, right.
Every day's Christmas
Right.
for LeBron.
That, like,
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's fine. That's the nature of the beast. If you are playing on these holidays, right, then you're doing something right.
Yeah.
I remember when I was at Michigan, I went to 3 Rose Bowls, and you leave on Christmas Day, you go out there for a week, and you play. We played in the Hall of Fame game one time, and the travel schedule screwed us up. We're like, wait, we're not traveling on Christmas? Say no. Bo said that's what happens when you lose the Big Ten championship. When you don't win the Big Ten.
No Christmas for you.
You gotta play the week in between Christmas and the New Year's.
Leroy, Mikey McNuggets, our producer, has a question for you. Go ahead, Mikey.
Hey, Leroy. Steve Becker's our
Is your
EP.
name Mikey McNugget?
It's a work in progress.
That's his
It's a
nickname.
work in
That's his
progress.
That's his Christian
That's his
name.
nickname.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him
All
now.
right.
Yeah, so Steve's our EP, and when he texts me a question, he pays my check, so I got to make sure we ask it. But last
All
week
right.
on the show, Jake called the big house a toilet bowl,
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
it is.
and I just was curious how you'd like to respond to that.
Thanks, Steve.
He's a
Listen,
Michigan fan, Steve, too. So.
I would just say to Jay, after that butt whipping y'all took this past year, give it a rest. Take it. You know what? Go in the corner and take a timeout.
You know your
You need a timeout.
You know your
You
stadium
can't
sucks.
talk trash to me. You can't talk trash about Michigan after what just happened. You got
It's one win in 15
364
years.
days to take a break.
It's one win in 15 years.
You only
Congratulations.
That's fine.
Congratulations.
But guess what?
Harbaugh is
it
going
was
to
a
get
good one.
Harbaugh is going to
It was
get
a
80
good
dropped
one.
on him. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a great game.
was.
You had a great team.
Yeah.
I give you all the credit in the world, but I'm telling you, Harbaugh better watch out because this year, this Ohio State offense, once again, will probably have 3 wide receivers in the top 15 down the road. That's just what we do. And we've got a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback and running back. It's going to be ugly this year.
Yeah. All right.
He's got nothing.
All right.
Hey,
Get the reschedule.
you guys
I'm
need to have a
top right
wager.
now.
Are we going to do a wager here? Y'all talking a bunch
Yeah, a
of
lot of
noise.
trash being talked.
You talking a lot of noise. You guys need to get on the phones and do a nice little
So,
wager.
name
Put
it.
something on the line right now.
So
Name it.
You ready for this one? So I'm really good friends with Robert Smith because we played together and we're
Robert's
good
an
friends.
awesome guy.
Yeah. And we used to have a bet every year. So one year I was feeling a little froggy, and we had a bet. The loser had to wear the other guy's jersey for a day.
Can we do that?
So-
Can we facilitate that?
You know, look, I'll do that. That's so standard and cliche. I'll do it, whatever.
That's
That's fine.
Oh, no, I'm gonna think of
Leroy,
something creative.
Yes.
You
I'm
think
thinking
about
something
it for a
creative.
week.
Yeah.
And we've got to go. And before
Real
we let
quick,
you go,
I got to ask you
okay,
one quick
go
thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
There's a famous quote attributed to you, but nobody's sure if you actually said it or not. You know what I'm getting at?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll say
Yes.
it for those who don't know. That supposedly you said, hey, if you need 1 yard, I'll get you 3 yards. If you need 5 yards, I'll get you 3 yards. did you actually say that, or has that just been given to you as something that's funny
Yes.
to say?
So for reasons I can't explain,
Yeah.
when you have the production meetings, they always want the starters in there,
Yeah.
right? But John Madden liked me.
Yeah.
I was on all Madden team, and I was the backup running back in Minnesota. So let's go.
Because you played hard.
So he would, when we go into these production meetings, everybody would always ask, you can still play, but why are you okay with this role? And I said, you have to fool yourself in being able to go and do your job, even though you maybe wish you could do more. And so one of the things that I would say that, say about it is that, look, I know what my role is on this team. And so then I went and said that.
Great line.
And they all looked at me like I was crazy, and I was being serious.
That's the best line.
It's the only thing athletes can do to settle into a role that you have on a team, even if you believe you should have a bigger role. That if you spend your life looking for that bigger role and you don't handle the task at hand, you're never going to get that bigger role. And so I used to always say things, like that. I used to say it to my coaches. He would say, "Hey, we need you to do 2 minutes a day." That's not my thing. Not my thing. Y'all don't ask me to do that. And everybody used to say, "It's you being difficult." And it's like, no, it's not. It's me being the best version of what they want me to be. And that's why I said it. I didn't mean it seriously. And then next thing you know, I could walk down the street and everybody yells it at me. I'm like, I didn't know it was going to have that
is a
much
great
legs.
quote.
But
Solid line.
Hey, before we let you go, I want to tell the quick story. He was in town last football season. We're eating dinner at Johnny's, the Italian place downtown. Leroy's eyesight isn't what it used to be. So there's a big group of us, and he's taking group pictures, and he's going to drop them to the group, airdrop them.
Yeah.
And Bernie Kosar was there, and so we had a big table of people. And so he's sending to him airdrop.
Yeah.
And everybody at the table got him, and I go, Leroy, I don't have them. He's like, hell, you don't have them? I sent them to you. I go, no, you didn't. He goes, well, let me do it again. So he's airdropping me like 10 pictures. And I'm looking at my phone, and I'm getting nothing. So I'm looking across the restaurant, and I see this like 70-year-old woman looking at her phone, and she's like, oh my God, this is Bernie Kosar. And she's showing everybody at the table. So, and I see her, and I go, Leroy, you're an idiot. So I asked the woman, I go, stand up, come over here, please. So she came over. She was the sweetest lady. She's like, oh, my God. I go, what's happening over there? She goes, I'm just getting these random pictures of Leroy Hoard and Bernie Kosar, and I don't know what's going on. I go, ma'am, what's your name? And she goes, Jane. He's airdropping all these pictures to Jane's iPhone.
Yeah. You're lucky that's all you sent her. That could have gotten. You know what I mean?
It's a good thing.
You go too deep into that archive, you could have gone south real quick.
Swipe left one too many times. Whoa.
Look, I said, Jay, I'm sending the picture. Look, everybody else is getting them. Turn your phone on.
He says it's my phone, too. He's like, you're an idiot with technology. It's my phone.
Right.
And Jane's over there going, I swear to God, it's Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar's throwing game at me from across the restaurant.
So they all came over to our table. We had a good laugh, and I just wanted to share that story because every time I tell it, it makes people laugh because they know Leroy and they know his sense of humor. Hey, you're going to come back and join us pretty regularly, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, check this out. I need one of them seats right next to y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Hop
So
in.
when you're in
When I come up to Cleveland, maybe on a Monday, I'll stay and
Nice.
and do it.
done deal.
All right.
Be
We will
great.
sit- we will
Are
save
you
this
sure
chair.
you can handle it, Buckeye?
Yeah.
Bring it. Bring it. You guys win one game and all of a sudden you're whatever. Leroy, you know we love
Let him
you.
have his moment.
Talk
Let him
soon.
have his
Give it
moment.
to
All right, Leroy, man.
Well done,
appreciate it, man.
Leroy. Well done.
All right.
To you.
Well done.
Alrighty.
Leroy Bad Eyes Hoard.
Bye.
All right.